Alrighty, another segment. I believe it is Tuesday, February the 20th here in southern Ontario. We've had a little bit of snow, a little bit cooler. Not bad. Today was an awesome day outside. Restacked some of my wood pile. I'm hoping that the wood I have left for my wood stove is going to get me through probably around the end of March. Would be nice. So kind of timed out, pretty nice. So thank you to all my new subscribers that have tuned in. Thank you to all my regular subscribers. You know, keep watching. We're always doing new stuff. I'd like to put out more content. You know, sooner than normal, every few days, but you know, sometimes we get so busy here at Sharp Customs that kind of gets away from us. That's all I can say. Tonight, we're not doing automotive, we're not doing quarter scale, we're not doing airbrushing, you know, blah, 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 blah. I could go on. I could go on. I'm going to stick a stick in the wood. Stick a piece of wood. I'm going to stick a piece of wood in the stove and I'm going to close the door. We've got the stove cooking really nice tonight. Very nice here in the shop. We have not pretty much not run the furnace all day. Usually I do have a gas furnace in here. Try not to use it. Everybody knows that gas prices are up. You know, I have a garage a little bit smaller than my house, so I'm kind of heating, you know, two houses. You know, so I try to burn wood more than the natural gas. Anyhow, we've got a part. What I'm going to show you tonight is I'm going to show you, I'm going to turn that back on. My dinger just went off. That's my timer. I'm at this little toaster oven. Goes up to about 450 degrees. Was brand new. Got it as a Christmas gift many years ago, and I stole it. That's right, I stole it. I took it right out of the box to use it for one specific thing. So I got this little toaster oven, but I have a full-size oven that you would put in your kitchen. It's upstairs. We are going to bring it down. It needs to be wired into the panel with its own receptacle. I used to use it upstairs, but what I'm about to show you, it's not really feasible upstairs because you got a long way to go. You got to go up the stairs and across the building, you know. So basically what I'm going to show you is I got this unit here. It's a powder coat gun, you know, and you could buy these cheap from your local, in the States it's Harbor Freight. Up here in Canada we have Princess Auto, and I always wanted to do powder coat, and when it went on sale at Princess Auto, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy me a powder coat gun. Comes with the gun, comes with your transformer, has a pedal. This is your pedal to activate basically your ground. I'm going to disconnect the air, so it takes air, push the powder out. So right now if I pull the trigger, oh, it does nothing. Look at that, it does nothing. If I press this pedal, Oh, yeah, you don't want to get your finger in the way of that because it gives you one hell of a jolt. Now, I'm not going to say that this is a DIY system. Anybody can buy one of these, and I will explain why I like powder coat. I like painting, but powder coat's pretty cool. I'm going to go through all the bits and pieces. So we've got a box here, and I've got various bags of powder, because that's what powder coating is. It's powder. So I've got like a flash rust, I've got a copper penny, I've got a red, I did some rims, this neat looking kind of a purpley blue, I've got a black jack, it's a black, I've got a chrome, so that's for the powders. Now when you buy one of these units, you can, oh, there's my dinger again, I'm going to turn it back on. So I've got a part in here cooking. So you can buy one of these units. This is a cheapie from Princess Auto. Basically has kind of one setting. You get these ends, these little plastic ends, and that's kind of the way your powder comes out the end of the gun. Here, I'll give it a little spray so you can see it. So I've got one on here. I'm not going to put my finger near that. I've done it before and got zapped, but I have to press the pedal in order to get zapped. But so I don't know what's going on there. Oh, there we go. So you see the powder coming out. That's great. So that's about the only flaw with this, is you've got a little valve here, and oh, there we go. So I got a little valve there, and if I put the palm of my hand too close to it, sometimes it turns it while I'm pulling the trigger. I have had, I will tell you, here, I'll show you. Well, I already showed you. You disconnect this, you press your electrostatic button, you get a charge. Now you got to be very careful, because sometimes when you're spraying your part and you get your foot on the pedal, if you get a little too close to the part while you're spraying out the powder, you could have a flame out. The powder will literally catch on fire, and you'll have this big cloud of powder, and it'll just whoof. Yeah, you kind of don't really want to do that. So they tell you that in the manual, you know, not to get too close to your part. I'm going to put my pedal on the floor. The part in here, it's been cooking for a while. Basically, so I can tell you what the part is. It is a hinge for the 52 Chevy pickup truck for the hood. Camera girl's truck. She sandblasted the hinges, and you could paint them, okay, but I'm going to show you this. It's not DIY. There's tons of this stuff on YouTube, you know, people powder coating stuff, but it's kind of neat that you can do it at home and you can get really good results. As far as the powders, there's all kinds of places that you can order them from, and you can get as many pounds of powder that you want, fairly cheap. I find it cheap. If you were to go out and spend money on spray bombs or paint, you know, to do little bits and pieces on your vehicle, and you can do more than just vehicle stuff, you know. Let's pull a part out, let's hang it, let's spray it, let's put it in the oven, we'll bake it, and you'll get to see it right here. Sharp Customs. Don't forget, share, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'm going to pull the part out. It's been cooking for a while. I have a timer on here for 15 minutes, which is kind of the perfect time. So basically we pre-cook. So we pre-cook the part. We pre-cook the part, and that gets rid of a lot of the dirt, the grease, oil, kind of stuff like that. I'm gonna fire up my exhaust fan because I want the powder to kind of escape the garage. I don't really want to breathe it in. So bear with me for a minute or two. This happens so fast. I stick my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, look, there you go. Timer just went off. I'm going to reset it for the full 15 minutes. Got my foot on the pedal. There we go. Swing this. Look at that. Check that out. We're doing a chrome. I call it a China chrome. So the electrostatic current coming through the ground, I don't want to touch it. I got my foot on the pedal. Oh, you saw me spark it. Oh, did it again. There we go. We want to get a there you have it. It already looks chrome. I'm going to take my foot off the pedal. We're going to open the oven. Now basically what we're going to do, I got another little thing in here. Look, there's a little glass skull. It's cooking. It's cooking. I'm going to put this part. I don't want to mess it up too bad. Tell you right now, the last one I did, I'm gonna put it in the oven, and it's gonna get a couple marks on it where I just grabbed it, but that's where the hinge points. To me, it's not really a big deal. Now I'm gonna grab this. This is still hot. Now this, obviously, it's glass. I cannot put the ground clamp on the glass because it's non-conductive, but we're going to try and spray it anyway. Because it's hot, will stick to it because it's hot. Now I'm going to put this in the oven also. You can try and just set it and like right there. I'm not too worried about the bottom of it. Now we're going to let that cook. We're going to let that cook for 10 minutes. I'm going to, now that I'm done spraying, I can turn the fan off so you can hear me a little bit better. So, let's close this door up. We'll close the fan. We'll close the fan door up. So you get to see that. Now, I've had blowouts before. I gotta show you again. I'm gonna disconnect the ear because I don't want to have a flame out. It's pretty spectacular when you do because you gotta, anybody that's seen those videos on YouTube where they're using talcum powder or stuff like that and they blow it into the air and then they ignite it. It's pretty spectacular. I've had a couple blowouts out back behind my garage doing some powder coating, and yeah, you don't want that. You don't want ignition. It's not working. You don't want to get anywhere near that because this is very high voltage. So, that being said, Just remember, don't get your hands near the arc. I tried to clean off my tip one day, still had my foot on the button because I thought actually I didn't try and clean it. What I tried to do was this is threaded on here, this little plastic piece. And I showed you you got different sizes of the plastic piece, and that just determines how the powder is spread. And what I did is I tried to turn this with my foot still on the electrostatic, go button, the go button, and I got zapped. I've done electrical, house electrical, and I've been zapped. I've been zapped by, car distributors, full blown, while they're running. This, by far, was probably the worst thing I ever got zapped by. Almost put me on my ass. So, just keep that in mind when you're doing your own powder coating at home. Keep your damn hands away. It's dangerous, or I should say, can be dangerous. So, you got it cooking, the hinge. We got a glass skull cooking. Now, you know me, I'm not going to make you wait. So, we pre-did one. I'll just grab it. It's cooled down. It's China chrome, remember that. This is a powder chrome, but look at that. How spectacular is that? And what I gotta say, look, even the bolts were just in there to kind of protect the threads. We could have just, ran a tap in there. Now, I do got a couple of little marks here and there, where I had to set it on the grill in the little toaster oven. But overall, my main focus on this is the fact that, this took me literally 30 minutes. I can bolt it back on the truck. If I were to try and paint this with spray bombs or automotive paint, I would be waiting till tomorrow, 24 hours later, for the paint to dry before I could, put it back on the vehicle. That's kind of the advantage behind powder coating small parts. That was why, didn't realize that till I bought a powder coat gun system. It's cheap. The powder is cheap. As far as I'm concerned, it beats the hell out of, this part. You would have had to sandblast it. You would have had to prime it. You would have had to paint it. You would have had to wait. Powder coating, like, we, Camera Girl, actually, my gorgeous wife, she sandblasted these hinges a few days ago, and literally tonight, within, roughly 30 minutes, it was like, put it in the oven, cook it, get all the grease, oil, and stuff off of it, hang it, powder it, bake it for another 15 minutes, boom. As soon as it cools down, which doesn't take long to cool down, bolt it right back on the truck, put the hood on. So, pretty flashy. Pretty flashy. We weren't sure whether to go with the chrome, the fake China chrome, or to go with a color. I do have a color here that kind of matches here. Let's pull this cover off. So the block, this was just the heat paint we had. It's like kind of like a copper. It's kind of copper. And I do have right here, the flash rust looks just like that. And we could have done the hinges the same color, but she's undecided. She's undecided on the actual color of the truck. So, I figured the, you know, cheapy chrome was kind of the way to go because it kind of blends with everything. So, just a little, I'm going to say DIY, but anybody can do this at home. You know, pick yourself up a powder coat gun. You need a compressor, obviously, you know. I think I'm running about 40 psi on the gun. You know, you're going to want an exhaust fan or blow your powder, you know, outside your garage or what have you. Little stove, look at this little, just a toaster oven. It's a toaster oven. Cheap ass toaster oven. You want to do bigger parts? Get yourself, go to your local reuse store or whatever, get yourself a cheap ass full-size oven. You want to do bigger parts? You know what? You can take a couple full-size ovens, you can take the elements and the guts out of it, and you can build yourself a, you know, you can build yourself a box, big, you know, like a big box oven. Just use the elements. That's really all you need. I've seen people use a torch and just heat, you know, raw iron with a torch, spray it with the powder, run the heat over it again to, you know, kind of bake it on there, and that works too, you know. Let's, our dinger has not gone off on the oven, but I'm going to pull the little glass piece out for you. Oh, and remember, it's a little stinky when you're baking. There you go. We got ourselves a glass chrome skull. Got a little fuzzy over there. I don't think I hit it with quite enough powder. Still pretty cool. Still pretty cool. Now remember, you don't have to use the electrostatic ground. As long as your part is hot enough, you could do lures. Put it this way, the stuff that you could powder coat is almost endless. You know, as long as it's not something that you're going to put in the oven and it's literally going to melt. Trust me, I tried it. I tried to put some plastic pieces in my oven to see if I could powder coat them. Yeah, 5 minutes in, it was just a big blob of whatever. So, experiment a little bit. But there's all kinds of things that you can do with a powder coat gun. And oven, like I say, small oven, big oven, build a bigger oven. I don't do many big parts, so I have a regular oven, I have my toaster oven, and I do powder coat parts all the time. Just wanted to put that out there. Sharp Customs, share, like, subscribe, and until the next time I see you, peace. I'm out.